All right, folks, it's Mike from the Hardcover Comic, and today we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite runs of any comic ever. We're talking about the Grayson Omnibus from DC Comics, written by both Tim Seeley and Tom King, with most of the artwork coming from Mikel Janin. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing his name right. The dude is amazing. My camera right now is actually picking up Dick Grayson's face, thinking it's a real human face. Um, this is such a beautiful book. So let's talk about the material of the dust jacket, which isn't something we commonly do, right? I mean, there's usually nothing that special about it, but this white space here is sort of it's like a matte finish. It's got a surface finish to it, but the actual finish of Dick Grayson himself is like glossy. Super cool. This book is just like super aesthetic. Oh man, it's such a beautiful book. Here's a little overview for you guys. Just feel free to pause as you go along, of course. This collects the entire series, which I believe was, let's see, I don't remember how many issues. We'll see once we get inside. Let's take a look at the price. 100 US, 131 Canadian. Amazing series. Let's get the dust jacket off and see what's going on underneath. Oh man. Oh, this is great. I'm a big fan of this. Some of you may not be. I love the futuristic sort of simplistic look of it. Wow. You know what? Even that looks cool. Even I'll give DC that. So let's take a dive into this book. Got an introduction by Tim Seeley here. We're diving right in, it looks like. Let's see if there's a table of contents here. I think I missed it. Oh, whoops. All right, so we got a bunch of artists that work on the book. Like I said, Tim Seeley and Tom King co-wrote it together. It looks like there's a few, I mean, it doesn't look like there's a table of contents, though. Am I missing something here? I'm going crazy. Anyway, yeah, this series is basically takes place after Forever Evil. For those of you that haven't read the series, there's going to be spoilers here, so skip ahead about 30 seconds or so. Anyway, in Forever Evil, Nightwing dies. Doesn't really, but, they bring him back to life, and Batman sort of tells him, listen, Dick Grayson's going off the map. You're going to disappear for a little while, and he ends up joining Spiral, which is a spy organization. And he basically goes on a bunch of crazy adventures with Spiral. The artwork throughout this book is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of Mikel Janin. I think he's an amazing artist. Whatever he uses 3D models, I don't really care. You've got a lot of Midnighter showing up in here. A lot of great, pseudo homosexual jokes. Great character interaction between the two of them, and the book itself is amazing because obviously you've got Dick Grayson trying to keep a low profile, being an agent of Spiral and all the things that entails in terms of what Spiral can do. You've got Helena Bertinelli, which, for the most part we all know as Huntress, right? She's part of the organization as well, working with Dick Grayson, and like I'm sure you saw in the the description of the book, his name's Agent, he's Agent 37. And basically he's trying to take Spiral down from the inside, while trying to find out what's going on in his life. This is the first time he's not Nightwing, Nightwing or Robin. And it's a big change for Dick Grayson. And I will say the interactions he has with people here are amazing. There's some crossover with Superman, when he lost his powers, and the We Are Robin stuff. It's great. It's a fantastic read. It's a completely different take on Dick Grayson, but it's a great one, mostly because it explores his character in a different aspect. So let's take a look at the binding here. It's not the most flexible thing. You don't have the biggest eye hole here, but you still get, you don't lose too much in the margins. Sorry, rather you don't get much gutter loss, I should say. And like I said, the artwork is phenomenal throughout. This was an interesting time in the DC universe. Jim Gordon was Batman, walking around in that Bat Bunny suit that everyone sort of made fun of. I was a fan of it. I mean, I can't hate on a lot of things, but this is great stuff, man. It's Dick Grayson being, being James Bond. Really, that's what it is. And it's a really, really fun ride, amazing artwork, like I'm sure you've seen. Oh, I'm so glad they did this. I'm so glad they made this book. I wouldn't have expected it, in all honesty. Comes back as Nightwing. You got a bunch of variants in the back here. Awesome stuff. Lee Bermejo artwork there. It's great. It's fantastic. Some pencil work from Mikel Janin as well. Some covers, etc. I mean, it's a great book. You know, you can obviously get it for cheaper than the cover prices I showed, but I highly recommend this, guys. You got to check this out, especially if you're a fan of Nightwing and you've been on the fence about it. I really recommend it. You can find it for like, 40% off on in-stock trades. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Very thick paper. And you know what? Just it's a very unique story. It's a very unique take on Dick Grayson, and it's different than most superhero comics. So I highly recommend it. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know below. If you have any comments about it, let the folks know, man. You help me out here. Sell people on this book. But thanks for tuning in, guys. This was Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Hope you enjoyed again. Any questions, let me know below. And until next time, as always, you stay classy, Internet.